All right, you know what? From now on, I'm not talking about anymore about us getting on like a winning streak or anything like that because clearly I jinxed this here. What's up, everybody? TN Fanatic here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day and welcome to another post-game reaction. In this one, this is a rough one. This is a tough one to talk about, and that's what I have to do. We're talking about the Predators. They lose to the Devils. You know what? Lose is too nice of a word. We get demolished, humiliated, absolutely embarrassed in Smashville. 5-0. I got a water and a prime, so you know I'm vexed up, like already, because I need the hydration coming into this game right here. The Predators, this is what, like, the real shame of it all is right here. We came off of a great, gritty team win over the Colorado Avalanche. As for the Devils, they weren't so lucky. They had a 4-2 loss against Dallas the night before. So since both teams are playing like they played last night, obviously, you know, both are going with their backup goalies. So we had Justus Annunen and nets of the Devils are going with Nick Dawes, who actually beat us in our last meeting with the Devils. So with that being said, I thought a big key for us in this game in terms of defense was not allowing as many shots. Clearly that failed, but that is where my hopes were lying because like what we saw from the Avs, like they shot all over us, especially in that third period. That third period of the Avs game was a crazy one to watch. I think we only had like 17 shots total the entire game, and only 2 were in that third period. Thankfully, one of them was a goal by Marchessault. But the point I want to make is that we can't always rely on having Saros to bail us out, especially when playing a good team like the Devils. They are just a great, young, fast team. Sheldon Keefe has them very well coached. They are a great team. So we can't take anything for granted when it comes to playing these Devils right here. And first period, Hischier, he welcomes back Annunen with not so like open arms with a shot right off the bat in the first 17 seconds. Thankfully, Annunen, he did have his smelling salts ready. I was hoping that he did because, you know what, it's important to stay focused and stay juiced up in a game like this. Now, even though that the Devils themselves are a tough team to shoot against, I thought early on, we did do a great job of not just like getting shots, but also staying in their zone. We had a lot of good offensive shifts in this first period. However, I think it was tough for us to maintain as the period went on. Now, I knew that the Devils, they were going to get their chances. Like, they are too good of a team to not have those opportunities. But here's what I don't like. I don't like it when the Devils, they take advantage of an opportunity and possibly score due to a mistake that we made. An example of that is Shea. Brady Shea. It has been a mixed bag, bro. You know what, there have been times when I have praised Shea for his great defensive efforts. There have been other times where I have criticized him for having plays like this or just falling flat on his face. So Shea has a turnover. He is picked off by Jack Hughes right here at the far blue line. Hughes skates in, and thankfully Annunen, he was able to make that save. Again, I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that we are letting the Devils with Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier, all these great young stars, have these like great chances. The Devils had 3 on-man rushes in the first 10 minutes. That's unacceptable. Like, they're already a great team. Like, I don't want to give them more opportunities to have all these on-man rushes and all these breakouts and have more chances to score. And here's the other thing. Even if Annunen does make a few saves, the Devils will still have a chance to score because the face-off will be taking place in our zone. And at 13:45, that's exactly what happens here. Devils win the draw. The lesser-known Hughes, Luke, he goes to Bratt behind the net, pass to Hamilton. He takes a shot. Annunen does make the save, but he overcommits. Luke Hughes sees that, then he finds Timo Meyer right next to him, and then Meyer scores to open up this bloodbath that we unfortunately were going to see in this game. So 1-0 Devils heading into the second period. I thought in the second period, like both teams, they continued to have good opportunities. There were a few breakaways in this second period. Onanen stopped a breakaway shot by Hischier, and then Dawes stopped one, a breakaway shot by Sissons. So from what we saw in the first period and what was going on here to start the second period, defense was just gone. But like I said, the Devils are a young, fast team. In my opinion, if we're letting a team like that, a dangerous team like the Devils, just skate right into our zone without a care in the world and have opportunities to set up scoring plays and set up screens, like that doesn't exactly sound like a winning formula. And at 9:14 again, Brad, he skates right into our zone like it's a Sunday stroll. Finds Hischier, Nico goes around the net, passes to Dougie Hamilton, and I don't even know how he scored on this shot. I mean, this was a lethal shot, right above the shoulder of Onanen, into the nets, goes in, and the Devils extend their lead to 2. So yeah, I guess playing John Cena's theme at the end of the first period didn't really help us. Because here, Hamilton went all Jey Uso in the 2025 Royal Rumble. And yeah, no yeets. But you know what? We have no one to blame for that but ourselves. And like, this is how we've been losing games over and over and over throughout the year. We get into these tough battles. We do have opportunities in this first period. And throughout the second, we had chances. But Dawes was just locked in, and then that's where it starts. You know what? We really beat ourselves before the other team starts to score on us. And look at this right here. 14-28. Devils just passing the puck around, doing what they were doing for pretty much this entire game, just setting up plays, doing whatever that they wanted to do. Then Seamus Casey, and no, not the Sheamus from the WWE. This Sheamus is a lot less bulky than the Celtic Warrior. But nonetheless, Sheamus fires an absolute rocket of a shot. It goes into the net, and now it's 3-0. And yes, I know in the third period, the Devils got 2 more goals, but you know what, folks? I gotta look at the mental side of this thing. I already talked about all the goals they got in just the first 2 periods. If I talk about those 2 last ones, I might need to get a new table and a new laptop. I know fans will call it a cop-out, but come on, I'm a Predators fan. I've been suffering for months. Devils, y'all already got your win, so go enjoy it. Do whatever. In the end, again, Predators lose 5-0. And you know what? I want to tell a little personal story on how bad of a season it has been for us. So for those of you who do not know, my mom, she's not the biggest sports fan. I would like to say she is the best at tolerating watching sports. But in recent weeks, even she has came up to me and said, Zach, what is wrong with all of your teams? All of your teams are horrible. I'm like, I know, Mom, I love you too. But that's where it is right now. My mother, who is not even a sports fan, she doesn't even like it. If Bath & Body Works had a team, she would be all over it. But the fact that a non-sports fan is noticing that the Predators suck, that's taking it to a brand new low for us. But you know what? Again, we have no one to blame for that but ourselves. But here's just the real shame in it. This is a team with great players on it. We got Stanley Cup champions. We have Norris Trophy winners on this team. We have veterans like Forsberg and Roman Josi who have established themselves as Predators greats who know how to motivate a team. We got Stamkos and Marchessault, guys from Stanley Cup winning teams. We got those guys to instill a possible new voice into our younger players. And in moments like this, in games like this, it's important to have those players like when we are down 1, 2, or maybe even 3 goals. It's important to have those guys as a voice of reason. We have those guys on our team to make sure blowouts like this do not happen. But, you know, what have I always said at the end of our losses? We just gotta take it on the chin and move on. The main lesson here, we cannot beat ourselves. If, in this case, the Devils have a goaltender in Nick Dawes, who is just playing, who is just unstoppable. We can't beat ourselves. Even the greatest goaltenders in the world are still human. They can break. So it's up to us to try and do that. I mean, maybe try something new. Try to mix up some lines and see what opens up. Look, we're not making the playoffs. That's clear. So what do we have to lose? So we got the Panthers and the Jets to finish up this homestand right here. By the time that this video will be out, the Panthers game will probably be over. I'm sorry. It has been just a few days, and I had to vent, and I had to just get all the frustration out. But yeah, point being, better late than never. And hopefully this Preds team right here, we can learn and we can move on and we do it quickly. But fans, that is going to do it for this post-game reaction. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, click that bell, and you can join our Fanatic Army. And honey salutes to all of you as always. And I hope that all of you have a fantastic day. Go Preds!